Boxing masters have responded to the Gervonta Davis vs. Shakur Stevenson battle declaration after his shocking knockout of straight-to-the-point Martin to hold the WB title. Davis quickly started primer conversations with IBF champion Vasyl Lomachenko. Anyway, the Ukrainian later pulled out, referring to an absence of inspiration to step into the ring again this year. Enter Stevenson straight from a disagreeable yet unequivocal protection of his WBC title against Artem Haranian. He has reliably guaranteed that both Davis and Lomachenko have been evading him with a hypothetical deterrence. Eliminated the way to a Davis battle is presently clear should the two players be willing during an appearance on the What Will Be webcast. Floyd Mayweather, who was instrumental in molding a lot of Tank Davis' vocation preceding their hostile detachment, featured the two warriors as the top gifts in the division, each succeeding for unmistakable reasons. Mayweather referenced that there are contenders in the weight classes between 130, 135, and 160, stressing that this region is especially serious. He noticed that right now Gervonta Davis is probably the hardest hitter at 35, while Shakur Stevenson is without a doubt the most capable warrior in that weight class. Davis has won over everything except two foes inside the distance, exhibiting a portion of the game's most definitively planned and considerable power punches. On the other hand, Stevenson, with a knockout-to-win proportion of just 45%, flaunts the game's top protection as confirmed by the measurements. When inquired as to whether having the essential gifts alone would be adequate to overcome rivals, Mayweather replied in the certifiable. Mayweather added that boxing is in a general sense about abilities, referring to Colonel Whitaker. As an illustration, he brought up that Whitaker, regardless of not being a strong puncher, was extremely thrilling, intense, and battled against everybody. Mayweather referenced that Shakur Stevenson is attempting to follow a comparative way by looking to battle the most ideal adversaries that anyone could hope to find. He noticed that Stevenson's agreement is approaching its end and communicated trust that they could team up to lift Stevenson to a higher level with the ideal battles. Stevenson's camp has participated in conversations with Mayweather following the meeting, while likewise considering offers from Eddie Hearn's Matchroom. In the meantime, with Davis lined up with PBC, he could likewise be investigating valuable open doors on that front, as per Tank's co-mentor Kenny Ellis. Shakur's trepidation is the main thing holding the retaliate from occurring next. Apparently, the way is clear for Devin and Shakur to make an all-American lightweight unification battle. When Devin Haney rose to a higher weight class, Davis was elevated to full WBA champion. He praised his new status with an unequivocal knockout triumph against individual southpaw straight-to-the-point Martin, denoting an effective title guard. Stevenson fought for the empty WBC title, initially prevailing over Edwin de los Santos, and afterward effectively shielding his belt against Artem Haranian. The two triumphs were accomplished effortlessly over the full adjusts, however they attracted an analysis for lacking fervor reaction to his naysayers. Shakur attested that his best exhibitions would arise when set in opposition to top-level rivals. Adding to the effortlessness of the circumstance, Stevenson has progressed into free organization after an extensive residency with the special stalwart highest level, despite the fact that we've Aram, the organization's head, may not be straightforwardly engaged with arranging occasions now. He predicted this battle before in the year. Besides the fact that he thinks Stevenson routs Davis, yet Lomachenko and Teop Lopez additionally share his conviction. Aram told Boxing Scene, Tank Davis is a great warrior and a major fascination, so certain we might want to match Stevenson, Lomachenko, and Lopez against Tank Davis and perceive how well they would do. I like our folks to win the battle. Every one of the three would beat Davis. I truly accept that, yet that is the reason they do the battles, right? Again, we're available to any of that. In the beyond 2 years, boxing fans have partaken in various high-profile battles, generally because of Saudi Arabia's critical association in the game. The following expected matchup, not too far off, is Shakur Stevenson versus Gervonta Davis. As per sources, this battle has areas of strength, Verna being booked before the finish of 2024. In Stevenson's latest match, he crushed Artem Haranian. Yet, that wasn't his best presentation, and it didn't get him numerous allies either. The 27-year-old needs to show his tip-top status in the game by taking on a critical undertaking in the meantime. Gervonta Davis's co-mentor Kenny Ellis said something regarding a possible matchup against Shakur Stevenson. Ellis noticed that Stevenson is as of now not attached to Bounce Aram, recommending that the primary snag So the battle would be dread, he commented. Shakur said he would that way battle in November with Tank, so we should perceive how terrible he needs it. Currently, he's not with Sway Aram any longer, so we should see the main thing that can stop that battle is dread. Enormous possibility the battle happens. We'll see. As of late, Josh Dubin, who co-oversees Stevenson, offered a tantamount thought in regards to a potential match. He underscored that Stevenson and his group were ready to confront any adversary who came their direction. He headed on to add that it's everything up to Tank. Dubin proceeded with, "We're here, and we're prepared to haggle anyway. Given that it is a major battle with a ton on the line, fans can sit back and relax just once the agreement has been endorsed." After discussions with Vasyl Lomachenko separated, Eddie Hearn guesses that Dan Davis and Shakur Stevenson will agree to a unification lightweight title session. After the 27-year-old Stevenson closed his agreement with High Level and turned into a free specialist, Hearn has been in furious rivalry with the top advertiser. Universally, to get his particular, Davis seemed ready for a standoff with individual 135 pounds champion Lomachenko. Yet the Ukrainian pulled out of talks. Now, a matchup between the 29-year-old Davis and Stevenson is producing huge buzz, and Hearn accepts its areas of strength. For a Hearn, let IFL Television know that he wouldn't be shocked to see a battle between Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson, as circumstances and conditions assume urgent part. He noticed that Tank Davis was vigorously put resources into an expected battle with Vasily Lomachenko, yet as that battle will not emerge, Davis would be left in a troublesome position. Hearn added that Shakur Stevenson, being a free specialist and prepared to make an arrangement, makes the timing ideal for this likely matchup. Calvin Passage, the mentor of Devon Davis, said they will give Shakur Stevenson an agreement for a session. They will battle straight away. Assuming WBC lightweight top dog Stevenson agrees, Portage believes that WBA lightweight top dog Tank Davis should have this battle since he considers Shakur, a local of New Jersey, to be one of the large four warriors he needs for Tank. Certain individuals imagine that on the grounds that Shakur doesn't understand he's not a star, he would overpay himself as he did against Devin Haney and wind up losing the fight against Tank Davis. He's simply a belt holder sticking to a past Mayweather-style approach that feels awkward in the present boxing scene, with Maz Ascent strengthening the opposition in closing has developed to an exhibition zeroed in on fan commitment. The old-fashioned system of hit and not get hit no longer reverberates with either the crowd or the organizations. We will send you an agreement with the cash, assuming that they take it. We just saw what happened a few seconds ago when Element didn't take the battle, said mentor Calvin Passage to Fan and Boxing about Group Devon. Tank Davis wanting to send an agreement to Shakur Stevenson for a battle in November. He added Shakur is one of the remainder of the huge four. To come clean with you, Shakur is probably not going to acknowledge Tank Davis's proposal, as he feels his WBC title and the big showdowns he succeeded at 126 and 130 ought to even the odds anyway in the domain of exchanges with a PPV star like Tank Davis. These honors hold little influence and may not give the influence he desires to. Shakur is supposed to turn down the deal and proceed with his ongoing way, engaging less popular rivals, as he has been in the event that Stevenson 27 unites with Eddie Hearn's coordinate room. He'll end up in the ring with 140-pounders, and his prosperity against them will be short-lived. Individuals are split into equal parts. They don't have the foggiest idea who will win the battle. Boxing seldom does this. Will these folks give us this battle, said Polly Mellon, simulated intelligence to Master Box Television, about the Tank Davis versus Shakur Stevenson conflict. Committed boxing lovers are sure that Tank Davis will easily overcome Shakur Stevenson. It's puzzling what Mellon G is recommending, particularly since virtual entertainment is abuzz with the conviction that Shakur gets no opportunity against Davis. A look at Shakur's near disaster against Edwin de los Santos last November just builds up the thought that he would confront a weighty loss because of Tank Davis. You can see that Shakur is looking at needing the battle. He's been needing this battle. Shakur is the one in particular that has been getting down on every one of the folks, and the battle never happens. He's a free specialist. He can do it, said Milena G. Truly, Vasily Lomachenko had been testing Tank Davis for a really long time, yet his endeavors went unanswered. It wasn't Shakur who was excited for a session with Tank. It was LMA who has abandoned his solicitations, dismissed by Tank's previous advertisers at Mayweather Advancements, falling off the last battle against Artem Haranian. He quite it more than Tank, said Teddy Turkbook. Shakur Stevenson direly requires a standoff with Tank Davis, subsequent to conveying one more disappointing execution against Artem Harin on July 6, which followed his dreary session with Dos Santos last November without getting this high-profile match. Shakur's reasonable worth is in danger of additional decay, Stevenson confronted a chorale of liquor from fans during both of those sessions. Yet the most over-the-top difficult second came when his own ally began spilling out of the qualification community after the 8th round of his conflict with Harriet. Tunia Shakur needs every one of the enormous names since. All that matters is what he can do against these folks, said boxing master Chris Algieri. He added, he's so powerful, great. He makes the battles look so natural. So when you put a person in that is not that notable, he doesn't gain the appreciation for it. Shakur isn't extraordinary great. Watching him is a repetitive encounter he's attempting to draw in a fan base because of his exciting, excessively mindful battling style that leaves crowds feeling exasperated. To exacerbate the situation, lightweight possibility Abdullah Bricklayer captured everyone's attention on Shakur's undercard, conveying a champion exhibition that earned the most intense cheers from the group in Stevenson's own old neighborhood of Newark. I will raise the Oscar Valdez battle against Shakur in 2022. Individuals thought it would have been a battle. It wasn't. It was a wash, said Algieri. Anyway, Algieri disregards the way that when Oscar Valdez confronted Shakur in April 2022, he was still straight from a petulant 12-round choice triumph against Robson Kuka. In September 2021, a ton of boxing devotees felt that Valdez was lucky to win against Kuka. When you consider what Kuka had achieved in his prior sessions, Stevenson's presentation against Valdez doesn't appear to be as exceptional. Tony Bellew, the previous cruiserweight champion who has changed into a confining savant, has burdened the 135 pounds division in a new ex-post time communicated his conviction that when the residue settles, the sole survivor will be Stevenson. He said Shakur Stevenson will be the sole survivor. Out of the multitude of possibilities and title holders, Stevenson has transformed boxing by catching world titles across 3 weight classes from featherweight to lightweight. His amazing assortment incorporates both brought together and lineal titles at super featherweight. Anyway, his way of battling successive draws and analysis, for without the undeniably exhilarating edge that many fans want, Ringer isn't the one in particular who upholds Stevenson. Planning your dream vacation has never been this easy. Welcome to the Wanderlust Explorer app. Let's dive right in and discover what makes this app your ultimate travel companion. Here are some of the incredible features that make Wanderlust Explorer stand out. First, flight booking. Say goodbye to endless browsing for the best flight deals. With Wanderlust Explorer, you can effortlessly compare prices and find your ideal flight. Next, accommodation booking. From luxurious hotels to cozy vacation rentals, we've got you covered. Find the perfect place to stay, no matter where you're going. Hello, this is Molly. I'm a versatile voice from America, and super excited to work with you on the Murph platform. I could bring life and personality to a wide range of projects, particularly explainers and product videos. With a passion for storytelling and a voice that captivates, I deliver engaging and informative content that leaves a lasting impact. Give it a try for yourself on Murph Studio. Devin Haney isn't smooth, he's athletic, yet he's not smooth. He started, so who has the smoothness? Tank addressed showbiz, the grown-up, he added. Tank was in there swimming without getting wet and countering. He's really a smooth warrior, as he would see it. Shakur Stevenson is more slippery. He likewise doesn't hit sufficiently to hurt Tank. Showbiz kept dreading Stevenson would be threatened by Davis. Tank will take him out. I put $10,000 on Tank for the knockout. He closed unhesitatingly on his stream. Shakur's co-director didn't think Davis was scaring, notwithstanding Showbiz. The grown-up's assumption, other than Showbiz, the grown-up Yavanna Davis's mentor Kenny Ellis declared that the main thing preventing Shakur Stevenson from overcoming Tank Davis was dread. Yet Shakur's co-supervisor Josh Dubin is sure that the WBC lightweight boss genuinely needs the battle. What Shakur maintains that should do, allow me to say it clearly, is to bind together at 135. He added, Dubin recommends that while Lomachenko decided to leave a possible battle with Davis, understanding the gamble of route, the equivalent can't be said for Shakur's own foe is his own significance and others' apprehension about him. Dubin added, even with a noteworthy 30 sequential triumphs, including 28 by knockout, Devin Davis might, in any case, have to accomplish something striking to move Claressa Safeguard's point of view on him. Up to that point, the supreme heavyweight champion accepts Davis could in any case miss the mark. Contrasted with Shakur Stevenson, it's no shock that hypothesis is as of now humming about who could end up as the winner if a session among Shakur and Devin happens. Now the discussion goes to binding together titles and arriving at significantly more noteworthy levels in the boxing scene world. Claressa safeguards as of late plunked down with stogie talk have Najee chill, where she got serious about the Ryan Garcia debate and her points of view on ladies' games. As the discussion moved past the 30-minute imprint, Najee moved the concentration to Shakur Stevenson, examining safeguards on the evaluate that Stevenson ought to refine his knockout capacity. Safeguards disagreed with that viewpoint, as she would like to think Stevenson doesn't have anything to demonstrate to anybody, especially those who've never ventured into the actual ring. The double-cross Olympic gold medalist shared that she had seen Stevenson go head-to-head against contenders from his own weight class as well as from different divisions, extending as far as possible up to light heavyweights. She said Shakur is awesome, and for me, he's superior to Tank. He's superior to Devin, and he's superior to Ryan. He's better compared to Tiopo. Najee then suggested the million-dollar conversation starter. In regards to an expected matchup against Tank Davis, he uncovered how the two warriors were chafed when he suggested that the session stay unbiased without inclining in the direction of either side. Claressa Safeguards answered, I won't at any point excuse a warrior like I saw that Tank. Got a few extraordinary abilities and got some heart.